Hey guys, J-Man here. The Robot Revolution. Man, this one totally sucked. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I actually didn't think it was sucking that much. This almost got a decent score, like maybe a 5 out of 10, maybe even a 5.5 out of 10. I was like, the problem is that the last 15, 20 minutes are absolutely unbearably awful. The explanation of the story is nonsense. Um, the characters all take a massive dive. It's like literally talking about incels and reparations and stuff. And I'm thinking, what in the hell is going on? Let's dive a little bit deeper into it. For the storyline, I'm going to give the storyline actually a 0. I was toying with giving it a zero point 0.5 out of 2. 2 is the best you can get in any of my categories. I'm going to give it a 0. Basically, it starts off with this guy and Belinda Chandra, who is the new companion. And now you saw this actress. She was in a previous Shutigawa episode, the one with the landmine or whatever. Actually, I didn't think that one was that bad. That was Stephen Moffat, though, who can actually write occasionally. So anyway, so she's the new companion. Her boyfriend is there, and he's a bit of a weird kind of a character. And he actually purchased a star for her. Now, this is a thing you can do online. It's a fun little gift idea. It's a silly thing. Oh, you own this star, it's kind of cute. So he gives it to her, and he's just a bit weird about it. And then she ends up going home, and these huge robots come in and kidnap her, and they say that you literally own this star. You're the queen. And it's this whole time travel thing where like somehow they went into the future and got the certificate, which shows that you own the star. So when you buy these star thingies, you get a certificate. And I've actually done this, so that's how I know that. So you have a little star certificate thingy, and then they say, oh, well, that is your, that means that you own it. Meanwhile, the human population of that planet has been in this sort of civil war with the robots. The robots are trying to take over. There's this AI unit, which there's a little bit of a spoiler. I guess I won't spoil it in case people want to watch it. The spoiler and what it actually is terrible. It's absolutely awful. I'll give a little bit of a spoilery thing just towards the end. But the doctor has gone into the past and he's been trapped on this planet. The planet is actually called Belinda. So he's trapped on this planet and he's waiting for her to show up so that they can team up. I don't understand why he just doesn't just like rescue the people. The problem with the structure of these stories is that there isn't much tension. They don't build anything. It's got to be from the doctor's point of view to tell me what's going on. Like, for example, there's a character, Sasha, who we only see briefly in the beginning and she's killed immediately, but it's established that the doctor and Sasha are very close friends. And the doctor's been there for months now developing this friendship. And then when she dies, of course, the doctor cries because that's all he does now. He only cries once here, so I guess that's a blessing. And he cries, and you're just like, yeah, but there's no emotion behind that. I don't know who this character is. Plus, you cry at everything. So it's very difficult for me to feel sympathetic towards his character when the doctor cries all the time anyways. And I don't know the character. So it's just like stuff like that. It's just a bit of a fail. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm this rage thing. It's like, I please check my other reviews. Am I raging on any of these things? I'm not ranting and raving. I'm explaining to you actual things that I don't like and don't make sense to me. For the pacing, I'm going to give it a 0.5. I was going to give it a 1. The problem is there's a middle section with a lot of exposition. This is a typical Doctor Who kind of trope here, like frame it with action, and you kind of have your conclusion, then you got your heavy dump of exposition in the middle. It's a dump. It didn't actually bore the crap out of me. I thought there was enough like kind of action and running around. So I'm going to give it a 0.5. I almost gave it a 1 actually. But it did drag a little bit. So I think it was 48, 49 minutes. Probably could have just been 40 minutes, right? I don't know why they have to tack on these extra time. It just slows it all down. The artistry, I'm going to give it a 1.5 for the artistry. I almost gave it a 2. Some of it just looks a little bit wonky, but the robots looked really cool. There's this AI generator who is sort of the main villain of the whole thing. It looks pretty neat. It actually looks really neat. I really like the interior of the TARDIS. I think it's got a good classic Doctor Who blend, but making it look more modern. That looks good. Music's like not too bad. Intro is really neat, a very colorful intro. The planet, the Belinda Chandra planets, that's actually the name of the thing, look cool. Very futury. You didn't see much of it, very futuristic. So yeah, I can't give it the full score because some of it looked a little bit like, not bad CGI, but like I was aware of the CGI, so there's that. That was kind of whatever. But otherwise it actually looked very good. Um, the characters, I'm gonna have to give it a 0. I don't know. I just can't get into Shutigawa at all. He doesn't really have that gravitas. He doesn't have the presence. He doesn't have the authority. It doesn't look like. I feel like he's trying to be everybody's friend. And in situations like this, the Doctor needs to take control. Even like a Matt Smith or a David Tennant, who are on the more lighter side, when they needed to, they took control. Like obviously, if you're looking at New Who, Peter Capaldi, obviously Christopher Eccleston, they felt like they're taken in charge. Of course, going back to like John Pertwee, who was just like in charge all the time. But even when Matt Smith was silly, when the time came, he could turn it on, and I don't feel like that's really happening here. So I can't get into him. Belinda as a character, I thought she was okay. And I thought that I actually like the idea that he's the doctor and she's the nurse. That I thought that was actually a kind of a neat idea. Unfortunately, her character falls apart in that last 20 minutes I spoke of earlier. It's all a big garbage dump fest. And she is absolutely terrible. She scolds the doctor, Shuti. She basically says, "I want to be taken home," and he's like, "Well, we can go on adventures." She's like, "No, I want to go home." And she's like, "Don't tell me what to do. Send me home right now." Did you? And he's like, "Oh, I scanned your DNA. You didn't ask permission to scan my DNA." And it's like, I'm sorry, who are you? Like, remember, like when I just rescued you like 4 seconds ago, and I saved your ass. Like, I absolutely cannot stand characters like this. The second the character, and I don't like the 15th Doctor, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't command respect. Like, she shouldn't be yelling at the Doctor, right? It's like, shut your mouth. I'm the Doctor. You're not. Okay. She also makes fun of actual doctors, saying, "Oh, the nurses do all the work." Well, I've been in the hospital many times, especially in the past few months, and the nurses don't do really squat. Like half the time you have to beg them for anything. "Hi, can I get water?" I literally had the nurse bring me pills. I had to take 5 pills, and she's like, "Oh, I don't have any water." I'm like, "Well, how am I going to take these pills?" "Oh, I guess I'll go get them for you." So I don't know. And that's the UK. I'm in Canada, probably similar. So don't give me this. The doctors, the nurses do everything. I don't know that they really do. Anyways, so that sucked. The character of the boyfriend, who becomes a bit more important later, terrible. And they go so far as to say, "Oh, he was just like some incel or something." I'm like, huh? Well, okay, why is she dating him then, or whatever? I don't understand. It's so stupid. It's all lazy writing. The enjoyment factor 0. This episode sucked. What's really infuriating is that this episode wasn't that awful. There wasn't anything cringe until the last 20 minutes, which is like basically half of it. I'd probably maybe like the last 15 minutes, like all of a sudden there's a scene, and we can get into spoilers. So I'm giving this a 2 out of 10 score for this particular one. At the very end, so here we'll get into quick spoilers. They come in and you find out that the AI is really Al. It's like a little L instead of an I, so they can't read letters. And it's actually her boyfriend who like wanted to control her life or something and tell her not to wear certain clothes or something. It's just it's so stupid. And then she said, "Oh, go kidnap him." So then the robots went back in time and kidnapped him. And it's because of him everything is bad. And now the robots are going to pay reparations. This is the real This is the real story. I'm not making it up. The robots. I don't understand. What are the robots going to do? Like, okay, we just slaughtered everybody. Okay, how we're going to give you reparations. Like, okay, like what? Bring back Sasha, who you disintegrated? You're robots anyways. You were programmed. This is so stupid. This is what we've gotten to, guys. Oh my god. Anyway, this episode sucked badly. Is there anything else that I want to tell you about the notes? There was one neat idea. The robots are faulty, and every ninth word they couldn't really understand. So they would talk in code, and they would count their words, right? And then the ninth word would be the word they really want you to hear. That was kind of a neat idea. I thought that was a neat idea. Anything else that's important? Not really. They want Belinda to marry the AI, which is a generic, crappy story point. It's absolutely stupid. This was terrible. 2 out of 10. I'm surprised it got 2 out of 10 actually. So I think that's a pretty fair score. Anyways, guys, this was absolutely awful. I apologize if you had to watch it. If you haven't seen it yet and you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Check out my doc. If you like real Doctor Who, I have lots of great classic Doctor Who content on the playlist. So check all that out. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.